It's trying. We've not had much in the snow department, at least here in the valley. Can't see the mountains because they're probably getting blasted. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. Welcome back to the channel. It is a hub of activity. It is crazy out here in the garage. We've got so much, I would say, mess, probably rather than anything. The run stand project, little teaser. The free 83 under the bag. A hodgepodge of cylinder heads. We're going to be making some decisions here on that soon. But we're headed over here to the Dart. Trying to do a little bit of a once over on it. Not doing any major freshening. But we want to just make sure everything's happy. Look at the brakes. Check the fluids. I think I will drain the transmission and pull the pan so I can look at the filter. And I want to go through this carburetor and give it a once over, clean it up a little bit. And we are going to try a new throttle return bracket. This is a Holley unit. There's the part number. And there's a spring on each side of the carburetor. I played with the location, the tension, and it just always feels like it might not spring back. But that's not a good thing. That shouldn't stay there. Bring it back. So we're going to try this bracket. See if that improves things a little bit there. Probably need to take Arthur Bonington out. I don't know if he needs to spend the whole season in the car. So we'll work on that today. And perhaps one of the most exciting things we have to do today. What? That's right, my friends. We have found a pretty decent driver quality taillight assembly. We're going to pull this unit out. So the frame was probably okay in this thing. I could have got away with a lens, I think. But I didn't pay a lot for this. So I got the whole thing. This chrome actually looks slightly better than this one too. So we'll pull the whole thing out. We're going to show you how to do that today. I just want to make sure she's ready here for potentially some winter racing. I say winter, that just means during the season. With any luck, Las Vegas. NHRA Division 7 Summit ET Series Racing. That is the plan. Weather and other things could be a factor. I probably won't tow to Vegas in the middle of a blizzard. Some of the mountain passes down I-15, a little bit sketchy during the winter weather. We want to be ready just in case. I almost forgot. That's why I need a cameraman. My AHRA No Name Nationals banner. Ouch. Just hit my arm on the rear view mirror. How many of you guys have, or on the side mirror, how many of you guys have a side mirror on your bracket car? It's actually kind of helpful if you're in the right lane running a faster car. Yep, I can watch him coming up. Anyway. I want to find a spot for this in the garage. Start filling my door panels here, I think would be a pretty good idea. It's about 38 degrees in the shop right now, so I think we're going to turn the heat on for a minute. I'll take a quick look at the instructions here. Make sure we're doing everything kind of correct. Here's the unit out of the packaging. It did come with a couple of spacers. Not 100% sure if those will need to go. Yeah, they will. So that's fair. If you don't put the spacer on, you're in the way of the arm here on the accelerator pump. And yeah, I do have extended studs on there. That's probably a little bit much for the situation. It is what it is. It appears to leave plenty of room there. I'm going to go ahead and throw some washers in there. Then you have your little L bracket, which needs to make its way into the arm of the carburetor here. I'll set you down while I do that. Now the instructions did mention Loctite on this fastener. I'm going to get it all put together and kind of get a feel for it, and then we can always pop that screw back out and add a little. I need to just go pop the other spring off the other side here. And we can see if we've made an improvement. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to take this off too. It's not helping us anymore, so we'll get another washer for that. This was the part that worried me. This fixed bracket with some adjustability in it. This little heim joint can screw out or in, and it's pretty much all the way in right now. I like that a lot better already. See if we got a womp 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 in it. There we go. Some of you watching my videos, you've known that I've been struggling a little bit at the finish line lately. Hopefully no more. Hopefully we're beyond that. Well, that feels a lot better at the pedal, and I think it looks cool too. And it does look like we have some adjustability here if we don't like the tension, or if it feels like it needs more or less, or whatever the case. So all in all, this looks to be a pretty good piece. 70 some odd dollars. I paid a little bit more than I was hoping to for something like this, but this one's got this nice little jog in it to bring it around my fixed throttle cable. While I was trying to adjust the throttle linkage after putting this new bracket in, I realized how imperfect my throttle pedal was. So I was able to kind of do a couple things to it. I've always wanted to space it out just a little bit from where it was at. And then I've always felt I needed this little bracket here. And this is basically so you always have the ability to pull back your pedal with your foot. So not the prettiest, I'm not a fabricator, but I was able to bend some rod. I usually use this rod for axles for Tonka trucks. I had a stretch of it, so I bent it to my liking, welded it to the pedal, and we're going to put this in. A safety feature. How about that? Making my car safer one step at a time. I am much happier now with this situation. Definitely much happier. I think I've got the throttle just about happy. So there you go. At this stage, I'm going to probably pull the carburetor off here, and I'm going to take it apart and basically go through it, get it all cleaned up again. You can see I do run a Holley Dominator on this engine, but my intake is a 4150 flange. And when I bought this carburetor, it came with the adapter. So I've been running that for a while. I'm going to take it actually off at the adapter. So 4 bolts on the bottom. We'll undo these fuel lines, and then we can take the entire unit off and set it on the bench like that. So we'll get everything all cleaned up, replace what needs to be replaced, get it all put back together. We won't sweat that too much. I might, maybe film it going back together. We'll see. They are pretty simple in the grand scheme of things, these Dominators. They look scary sometimes, but not too shabby. Hopefully you can see that. We're going to move over to the tail light portion of the evening. Pop out the receptacle for the bulb. Try to be nicer than I was to it. That nut was hand tied at first, struggling to come off, but you'll see there's 4 posts, 4 nuts on said posts in the tail light. We're going to get those pulled out. Interesting. These nuts are of the 3/8 variety. I heard something fall. There it goes. 1 and 2. You see these little screws in my dirty hands? These screw through the back of the housing to actually hold the lens on. You'll see the old lens here destroyed. All of the fastener points not in good shape. At this point it does appear we would have been okay with just a lens. But this whole housing was cheaper than I think I could have bought just a lens for. Gasket, not so happy. Actually, that wasn't bad. Probably original. We'll hang on to this one. If anybody needs a housing though, maybe we can talk. And I'll go ahead and get ready to put this one back in. I'll have to go back and look, but at some point my camera shut off. We've got 4 nuts on this one. The one that I bought had 2. The one that was in this spot had 2. This guy on the driver's side of the car has 3. So I do surmise that the factory put 4 on there. And that time has just taken a couple of these. What do you think? That is much better. We'll step back outside the garage. Yeah, that looks so much better with the taillight in that spot again. It's been a long time coming. Over a year, almost a year and a half. If you remember, I took this car to a no prep race in Idaho sometime before the 2023 No Name Nationals, and I backed into my scooter, destroying this lens. So we'll put this one in the parts box. Hang on to that gasket. It's not the greatest thing, but yeah, we'll save this. Never know what's going to happen in the future. Kind of think I'm going to call it this one. I've got to cut things short for the day. But we'll get back to it here very soon. Get that carburetor cleaned up and put back on, and then we'll get the car raised up. We're going to give it the underside a once over. I am really happy with the throttle adjustments we've made. We've got that new hook for my foot on the pedal. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much, and if you're not, well, please give that some consideration. We'll get back on this car really soon. We are hoping to do some racing really soon. And sorry, Arthur, you can't go on this one. But you guys can. We're gonna bring you along. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.